What up, YouTubers? John's Mexican here. Here about to tell you about the teams in this year's Women's World Cup. But I'm doing this in a specific order where we go through the newcomers first, the teams that made it to this year's World Cup edition. Then we'll get on to the teams that we promptly know. So let's start with the first team that qualified for the first time, and this happened almost a year ago, actually. And I am, of course, talking about a nation that's above Malaysia. I give you Thailand. With, of course, we all know the capital of Thailand, which is Bangkok, and trust me, that hasn't been very pleasant for me during middle school. So, before we actually continue, let's listen to the national anthem of Thailand. Hopefully I won't get into trouble with this. So, as a nice person, let's respect this team's culture, this country's culture. Anthem, I believe. I meant to say. As usual, even though you do that for a national anthem, you do that for any team. And that's the national anthem of Thailand. I forgot the name of it, but, well, you never know. Hold on. Forgot one accessory. Here we go. This thing right here, baby. Yes, even though it's not the Women's World Cup, but wait, I'm going off topic here. Let's talk about Thailand and how this country, who hasn't been in any previous World Cup, got here. And I think it's important that you could say, oh, I don't care, but sometimes small nations can make an impact. Look what New Zealand almost did to Italy 5 years ago in South Africa. Anyway, getting a little bit ahead of myself here. So, alright, who is Thailand? And how did they get here? Well, let's talk a little bit about Thailand. Well, they're known as the war elephants, and when the World Cup kind of gets closer, I will have a little more detail about the country itself. This is just kind of like small notes because World Cup is still like 3 months. Yeah, 3 months from now. So I think it's better if I keep it low. Like when we get near the World Cup, like in May, I'm gonna expand it a little bit better. But back on topic, please. Yes, thank you. So the previous attempts that Thailand tried were not very successful. From what I read, they managed to either win 1 or 2 games, and it kind of stayed that way, sadly. And sometimes they were close to getting second or first, and sometimes just staying there in third. And this was the Asian Cup, actually. This is how they got there and everything. So the format changed, and since 24 teams got invited in now, this is the first time we're going to see 24 teams. So that means there was an opportunity. But of course, when it started out, Thailand was grouped in with China and South Korea, who are both powerhouses, even though South Korea hasn't been in the World Cup since 2003. Yeah, when we get to South Korea, I'll make sure I'm correct on that. So about South Korea, about Thailand, well, it didn't start easy. When they opened up against China, and this was in Vietnam hosted this Asian Cup, and, well, they got humiliated, like, bad. 7-0, people, trust me, it doesn't get any worse than that. Was it? Oh no, it was 12-0, and there was a 4-goal from this one person, Yang Lee. Yang Lee scored 4 goals, and one of them, I believe, was a penalty. 12-0. Oh my God, that is horrible. Can't believe that would happen to any team. Well, it happened. And then they lost 4-0 to South Korea. Not really humiliating, but you get the idea. Getting scored over 3 goals is not really anyone's cup of tea. So, now we get on to their last game where it gave them a beacon of hope. I think it was going to give them a beacon of hope depending on how it went, but they won 2-1 against Myanmar. I believe Myanmar. That's how you say that. I believe they won 2-1. Perfect. Then they had a 5th place match, which whoever won that goes to Canada. So at first it appeared to be Vietnam, but then they got stunned because out of nowhere Thailand scored the first 2 goals of the game, and Vietnam could not find an answer. So one of those teams ended up in the World Cup for the first time, and that was Thailand, of course. So lucky them. However, when you look at it now, they're not in a good group. They're in Group B with the following teams. 2 of them which are actually powerhouses. They open up against Norway first, then Ivory Coast, another newcomer who I'm going to talk about later on, and then they finish off with Germany. Ooh. Now, I normally do this thing like who I predict is going to win that, but that's not going to happen until later on. So this is, I think, the one match that people should look out for is, well, if you're a Thailand fan or Ivory Coast fan, I consider that match, and this is trademarked because I came up with it or someone else did. No, actually I did. This is the game called Battle of the Elephants because both Ivory Coast and Thailand have elephants on their emblem, and their nicknames have elephant in them. So it's a battle of the elephants. Whose tusk is stronger? Which elephant is better in what country? That's the thing I see with that. And I'm gonna get into detail when we get close to that match, which is gonna be in June. So that's a long way away. So I don't think we should get into that much right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But I will say this: Thailand may not have won the World Cup since it's their first time. They have won the Asian Cup. That's how it's pronounced. They won it like 4 years ago, and yeah, they were champions there. Then they won the Southeast Asian Games a total of 5 times. 1985, 1995, 1997, 2007, 2013. So kind of 10-year differences with with a couple of those championships. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for Thailand. Like I said, when we get near the World Cup, it's going to be a little bit better with how I'm explaining things mostly. Trust me, this is my first episode, so don't go that hard on me. So yeah, that's pretty much Thailand. And like I said, I'm not going to predict what's going to happen until we get near the World Cup, which is going to be in May. So there's going to be a few good episodes with that right after I get out of PCC, thank God. Well, join me next time, and I don't know, I haven't set up a specific time yet. Join me next time as we talk about the next country, which will be, Switzerland. And their run is actually pretty impressive to get to the World Cup. Until then, later, Soccerinos.